Hey, this is Ryan. Welcome back. Today, I'll talk about how to deal with those pesky little things called the vocab questions on the SAT and how to best tackle them. The number one hack when it comes to dealing with these type of questions is to always come up with your own version of the answer before looking at the answer choices. And the reason is very simple. The answers are there to confuse you, not to help you. So if you expose yourself to the answers first, then all four answers become possibilities, and that's not what you want. You want to streamline this process by you coming up with the simplest version of an answer that fits into that blank, and then look and see if you can find something that's similar to it. And in most cases, you'll be able to. So here it says the spacecraft, number one, made contact with the asteroid. Again, you don't need to read the names or dates or any of that because these are called ancillary details and don't really add value in you finding the proper or the right word. So we're going to skip all the names and try not to try to pronounce all these difficult names. So again, straightforward. The spacecraft made contact with the asteroid. The scientists report that despite facing unexpected obstacles, they were able to successfully blank the samples of the surface. So if you have to come up with your own version, I would come up with something like gathered or collected, right? And then you look at the answer choices, not before. You always have to fill it in before. Don't be lazy now. You can't do this, okay? So I'm looking at gather. Attach is not gather. Collected is gather. Followed and replaced or not. So simple, easy, just like that. Number two, it says research conducted by a scientist, blah, 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 suggests that the surface of the moon may not accurately blank early impact events. So accurately show? Maybe accurately reflect, accurately represent, right? So you plug one of those three in, and then see you're not looking at it, right? And then boom, you look at it, and what happens? Oh, reflect, right? So it's exact replica. It's the one that you're looking for. So now B sounds silly. C and D, they all sound silly. Mimic means to copy something, and that's not what we're looking for. So number three here, handedness, a preferential use of the right or the left hand. Typically, it's easy to observe in humans because this trait is present, but less what? Easy to observe. You're just repeating the same idea here. So you say that for humans, it's easy to observe, right? The handedness. But when it comes to the animals, it's not that easy. So less easy to observe. So I'm going to capture that idea. And then I'm going to take it to the answer choices and see if I can find something that goes with easy to observe. Recognizable, right? That's exactly it. That's like 90+% equal. Last one here is this one's a little bit tricky. It is by no means. By no means means not. So it's a negative, right? I'm trying to cancel something out. Blank to recognize the influence of this painter. But if you keep going and you're saying that this painter was an inspiration, was influential. See, it ends with great impact. So I don't want to say not influential. Now, when it comes to English, the only way you can do this is to create what we call a double negative. So not, just like math, negative times negative equals positive. So it's like saying I am not unsuccessful, which means I am successful. So in this case, I'm looking for something that is negative. It is by no means negative to recognize that becomes positive. So if I look at the answer choices, substantial is positive, satisfying is positive, unimportant is negative, right? And appropriate is positive. And this approach and this type of hack is called connotative approach. And you can do this with vocab too. It helps a lot. If you're lost and you can't come up with that word that you're looking for, you can always use positives and negatives and even neutrals to find your answer. This is how you deal with vocab questions. I'll be posting a lot more, so stay tuned for more hacks for SAT.